Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, I am going to be showing you how I pack and ship my products for my small business. So if you are not familiar, I own a small business called onerayjournal that is a guided wellness journal to help you achieve your health goals, feel more positive, develop a positive mindset, and become your happiest and healthiest self. Most of what I've learned in the last 2 years of growing my small business, which is product-based, has been on YouTube from my entrepreneur friends who are like 1,000 times smarter than me. And so per the request of Instagram, I am sharing some behind the scenes of what's going on and how I run a successful small business from my apartment with no college degree, no startup money. It's all from my own bank account. And yeah, making it work. So today I am going to be sharing with you how I pack and ship my product. This took me quite a while to get down to a T, and I'm still kind of changing and figuring things out as I go. I very first started by putting my journals, which are flimsy, they're not a hardcover, in tissue paper with a little handwritten card and putting it into a bubble mailer that was a 9x6, so it's a little bit bigger. My journal is an 8x5, so it was like an inch or so bigger than that, and then I shipped it off from there using PayPal with a WordPress website. WordPress, if you're unfamiliar, is a website platform that you basically can build from scratch. And through a lot of trial and error, I had some help with it. It was honestly the biggest mistake and disaster that I ever could have made. Definitely wasted money on that, which I'm not super happy about. But in November of 2020, I switched over per one of my good friends' advice, which thank you so much. Shout out to Ann Kate because she saves my life always. Suggested using a platform called Shopify. You may be familiar, and honestly, 1000% worth the investment, worth the time and energy because it is so self-sufficient and I don't have to spend time and waste time fixing it when a bug happens or a crash happens. Like nothing like that. Everything is streamlined. The analytics are fantastic and it makes it so much easier. I can even print a label from my phone, which yes, I am very outdated. I'm sure most of you who have a small business know you can do that. But it's been a huge lifesaver, especially because the biggest growth in my business happened immediately when I switched to Shopify. So it was just kind of all around the best option for me. I use the most basic printer you could ever imagine. I think it's like an HP printer. It was like $40, and I get shipping labels that have 2 labels on them. So it's a piece of paper. It's like a 8x11, and it's 2 shipping labels on one, and I print it out. It's already formatted, and then I just flip it over so that I can use the second half of the shipping label. I do not have a shipping label maker just because, again, that's something that I'm not quite at the capacity to use yet, but as I do grow, I'm sure I will get one. So I do print shipping labels from my computer, and I put them right on the envelope. Currently, I use a black bubble mailer to ship my journals because my journals are flimsy. Like I said, they're not hardcover, and at the post office, they literally chuck and throw my packages and my journals as if there's not precious gold inside. I'm sorry, what? USPS, because it's the cheapest for my journal customers. My journals are made in America, okay? So it's a little more expensive on my part to pay for the price per unit, depending on how many I order at one time. And so because of that, I unfortunately do have to charge shipping. My journals weigh, one journal with all of the packing supplies inside the package weighs about 0.1 ounces, which is approximately a little bit over half of a pound, which comes out to $2.89 through medium mail. Medium mail, as I also recently learned, is any media products, so CD, DVD, which what even are those dinosaurs anymore? Books, magazines, whatever you name it, media, that counts. So I got really lucky in that. I actually had no idea that that was a thing when I very first created the journals, but it turned out to work out more than perfect. So if you get one journal, it's $2.89 for you as the customer, which is awesome. 2 journals is $3.45, so even better. And so I just have to make sure when I pack them that they are durable and they're able to be thrown like a football across the post office, because honestly, a couple customers reached out to me last year when I was not packing them as securely, and they were like, hey, my journal came destroyed. What the heck happened? And I learned The post offices do not care about onerayjournal, sad day. So I just have to make up for it and make them perfectly durable. So the way that I pack it is I wrap my journal with an ugly piece of cardboard. I have a whole box of cardboard. One of my good friends, Renata, gave me all of these boxes, which is awesome, all of these cardboard pieces, because I do have to cut cardboard and put it behind the journal to make sure that it doesn't bend. So it's not cute, but it is durable, and it makes sure your journal arrives in one piece. So the way that I pack it is I do journal, cardboard. I'm getting very good at packing without air bubbles in them. I use brown packing paper and I wrap it like a present. Then I do write a handwritten card with it, just because honestly, you guys, people that spend their hard-earned time and their hard-earned money on your small business is worth its weight in gold. I view my customers like they're my family members. The ultimate goal as a small business owner is to get people to care as much about your product as you do. And so I think a handwritten card is mandatory for any small business. If you really want to make a lasting impression, use a handwritten card to some capacity. I ordered new cards, I think last year around September, and I'm already outgrowing them. I'm almost out of them. I don't even have the new onerayjournal Instagram handle on them. I only have the Maria Fitness one, which is my personal account. So they're outdated, and I am going to film a separate video showing you guys how I'm gonna make new ones, because I get a lot of questions on these and it's so easy to make. Like, everything that I do is pretty much on my own time and talent, and there's not a whole lot of that. By the way, I just do it so much, I get a little bit good at it, I guess. So I will show you how I make them. They're super affordable. I use a really good website, so I'll show you that in another video. You, if you've ordered a journal, have probably received either a postcard with branding on it that says thank you for supporting my small business, or you've received a card that says thank you. I switch it up just depending on what I'm feeling like, and so I do put that on top of the journal once it is wrapped in brown paper. If a customer of mine orders more than one journal, I then, over the brown paper, I wrap it in plastic wrap. It's almost like the saran wrap for mailers. And so I make sure that that thing could be thrown across the post office and not arrive to the customer with a scratch or a dent in it. Yes, some may say it's overkill, but I would rather be safe than sorry. And I know it's a pain in the butt to open them because it is quite packed in there, but it's for the safety of the journal to make sure it arrives to you in one piece. That's all I'm gonna say. I then put it in the actual mailer. The black ones that I have right now fit one journal perfectly, but for if you order two or more, I have to get a bigger one, which is fine. And then I put packing tape around, even though it already has like a stickiness on the envelope, I still put another thing of tape in it because I've gotten packages that did not have that extra piece of tape and they came destroyed. So I like to make sure it's all packed in there. So by the time I'm done, it's a perfect little rectangular package. I think it's so cute. I would love to receive one in the mail. And so I do make it pretty cute and enjoyable for you to get. Honestly, that's the extent that I know about shipping. I'm working on shipping internationally. My website is set up to do that, and honestly, if you really want one, you can go on. I put in there that I only ship to the US because it's ridiculously expensive to ship outside of the US, and if you're already paying $21 for a journal, I really don't want to make you pay an additional $20 to get it shipped to you. I feel like that's a lot, and that's kind of unfair, but I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. I learn new things as I go. I make 100 million mistakes a week, but you know what? It's surviving, it's thriving, and we're moving forward. I'm gonna link for you where I got all of the packing supplies, such as the saran wrap looking plastic, the brown paper bag, the bubble mailers, the shipping labels. I'm gonna link all of that in the bottom just because that's where I got it from, is other YouTube videos, and I figure I might as well make it easy as possible for you to also get the same. My biggest tip is to not order any of your packing supplies from China, because I ordered bubble mailers last November from Amazon. Thought they were coming from America. Clearly they were not, because the package said made in China when they arrived. They were the crappiest envelopes, I kid you not, that I've ever seen in my life. I took them immediately to Kohl's, because you know the whole Amazon Kohl's return thing. Immediately took it to Kohl's, was very angry, shipped it back. So I stick with the same like 3 companies that I use because I know their quality is good. They're not gonna rip in the mail. And that's the biggest thing, is when you get a package that's mangled in the mail, you're like, oh, that sucks. And immediately, even though it's not their fault, you do blame the company. So my goal is to make sure 10 times over that your package arrives in one piece. And that's not always possible, but if I can do every possible thing I can, even if it takes you 5 minutes to open the package, I'm willing to take that risk because it's so important to me that it arrives in one piece. So yeah, don't order your bubble mailers from China, lesson learned. And take the extra time to write a handwritten letter because that will make a humongous difference. I notice when I get handwritten letters in the mail, and honestly, even some Etsy shops don't do this, and I think they're missing out on a huge opportunity because you're not getting so many orders that you can't write a handwritten letter. I order from a supplement company called First Form, and they're a massive company. They have so many customers, and every single time I get a package in the mail, I get a couple of things for free. They throw in a couple granola bars or sample packs, and I get a handwritten letter on my actual printed packing form receipt, and I think that's so cool because not many companies do that, and that makes a humongous difference. If you have further questions, go ahead and leave them below. I'm not 100% sure I can answer them because that's the extent that I know about shipping, but it works for me. It's worked for the last 2 years, and I'm going to continue to pursue it until we grow bigger and I have to obviously shift and figure out something new. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and like I said, all of the equipment that I use is linked below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram if you want more behind the scenes info and sharing of my life, and I will see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the red button below with the bell, as that's the best way to support your favorite content creators. Thanks guys, I love you, and I'll see you next week.